r/AskReddit. What screams upper middle class? A huge kitchen with professional appliances they use to microwave popcorn. Granite countertops and stove/oven that's perfectly flush with it. But it only gets turned on so they can boil some dried pasta and throw $10 jarred sauce on top of it. Definitely got some $sign if they are spending $10 on a jar of sauce. A stay-at-home mom being exhausted and stressed, yet she has a nanny and maid service. The nanny and maid go by the names of Xenix and Pinot Grigio. No. Those other friends mommy has lunch with most days. 10 AM yoga classes. What else would I be doing at 10 AM? Reddit. As someone who is upper middle class, 75% of these comments are ridiculous, but 25% are so spot on that I laughed hard enough to spit up coffee from my custom-made mug that has photos of my 2 dogs on it. Add custom mugs to this list. Seriously. People overestimate what the upper middle class can afford. There was a very apt AskReddit reply a while back about the difference between upper and lower middle class. One reads a restaurant menu starting from the right. The other reads it starting from the left. But the restaurants I go to don't have menus. Just a 10-course tasting. Kids have a ton of leftover stuff from previous fads/hobbies. A friend of mine had about $1,000 worth of paintball stuff just sitting around because he used to be into it a few years earlier. Then he got into dirt bikes. 2 of them now gathering dust in a shed built specifically for the dirt bikes. I do agree. I was like this once. Started with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Got into gaming with PS2 and all the games. Left it a few years ago. Returned to it. Also got into fishing. Got equipments. Never did edit all the things I listed. I gave them all to Goodwill. PLZ don't blow my message box. Edit I don't have any Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Please stop. You still want those Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I'll take them off your hands for you. Upper middle class is not all that materialistic as you think. It's more in the lines of going grocery shopping and just grab and go disregarding price tags. Being able to spend a lot, but reluctant to spend at all. Not having to check bank balances etc. Yeah, I see a lot of crazy ideas of what upper middle is in this thread. Or a disparity between examples. Yours describes how I feel upper middle class is the best. Some of these things are trending into upper easily. Agreed. My wife and I are probably upper class given median house income in the area. We don't do any of the hit listed in this thread, except we don't look at prices for basic items when we go shopping. According to data, upper middle class is a family income of $100. 00 to $150. 000. With that you can go on several vacations a year. Have a savings. Have average to nice things. Go out to eat a few times a month. Have a decent, upkept home. To cars. Nice Christmases. Healthcare. You do not tend to have a nanny. You don't really drink $50 bottles of wine. Both parents work. You don't belong to a ritzy golf club. You tend to not drive BMWs. You can't spend lavishly, but you also don't overly worry. According to data, upper middle class is a family income of $100. 00 to $150. 000. This is pretty shocking to me. I wouldn't have considered a couple that each make $50k a year and have 2 kids to be upper middle class. It's all relative to location in the country. Not actually being upper middle class, just spending like it to keep appearances with the neighbors. Those are the people whose life goes into a death spiral at the first money problem. And they expect you to feel sorry for them if you know. If I get another GoFundMe request for someone to pay for their chihuahua's $15,000 knee replacement. My parents make too much, based on my FAFSA to get financial aid, but are too poor to actually contribute to my education. As a high school senior and youngest of 4 kids of upper middle class parents. This is my life now. Thank God for merit scholarships. Dude, merit scholarships are the hit. They're all that's getting me through uni right now. Being able to go on multiple overseas school trips. Never really considered how lucky I was as a kid. This is upper middle class. 16-year-old gets mom's Honda Fit with 50,000 miles. So mom can buy a brand new CRV. Most accurate here so far. So many people are confusing upper middle with upper. 100 grand a year does not buy you a McMansion and a BMW. It does where I live. That Grey Puppin. That Evian. That TED Talk. Watch my soul speak. You parents buying you a reliable used car with 90k miles on it when you turn 16. Only in us/can. Elsewhere it may be a scooter. If your job/school allows them on their grounds. They have a Keurig with all sorts of different coffees to brew, but they still buy all their coffee from that one independent hipster coffee shop in town. Edit, that coffee they order from the hipster place will be closer to a milkshake than a regular cup of coffee. AHH, the people who like the idea of coffee, not actually coffee. Coffee is just a delivery system for the caffeine. I will drink a cup of cold coffee from yesterday if it's a choice between that or no coffee. If you are enjoying the video, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment. GMC Denali, Cadillac Escalade, and a hyper-aggressive woman driver driving it. I can make that gap. Swings into opening the size of smart car, then gets pissed when you lay on the horn. I'm socially liberal, but economically conservative. This one physically hurt. Lacrosse. As a lacrosse player for the past 10 years, yes. Anything Lululemon. Girls from all spectrums but Lululemon. It's upper middle class when the dad has a Lululemon quarter zip long sleeve. I'm not even remotely upper middle class, but they make great workout gear for guys. Almost all of my workout stuff is Lulu now, but it took me a few years to replace everything. 6-figure salary. Large house in the suburbs. Goes on multiple vacations per year. Drives either a luxury car or a nice SUV. Usually has their savings invested. Cares about their health. Cares about their health. What? They care about their health because they have both the time and the means to take care of little health issues before they turn into something more. Things that scream upper class. Interspersed with a few people of 200k plus income explaining why they are really middle class. 200k plus in some places is middle class. My parents brought in around 300k, but in South Orange County, that only gets you so much. A simple 3-bedroom here is close to $1 million. Going on a Disney vacation and staying in a park hotel. Disney World even has its resorts sorted by class value. Moderate. Deluxe. The value ones are $100 a night. Really not bad when you factor the savings from not having to rent a car since you're on site. Bleached blonde woman doing Pure Bear. I had to Google this. Locations in Chicago suburbs include Evanston, Glenview, Geneva, Deerfield, Naperville. I know nothing else, but I believe you. Pure Bear. Googled it. Went on the first link that popped up. Saw the picture in the background and learned all I needed to about what Pure Bear is. Sees Porsche. Hey. Nice car. Thanks. It's my dad's. I know, walk away. Live. Laugh. Love. In this house. We listed a dozen or so cute as he thinks nobody in the house does because they are all miserable and distracted. Where I'm from, those are very working class white things to have. Well-off people don't put words on their walls because they don't need to copy Pinterest to feel like they have taste. Agree. Husband's a cop. He says every time he gets called to a domestic, the house has a live laugh love sticker somewhere on the wall and they're white. Maximuming out that 401k contribution. Making too much for a Roth contribution. More like maximuming out the 401k and doing a backdoor Roth to get around the contribution limit. If you think you'll be implementing a Roth conversion ladder, or maybe just knowing what one is. Talking with my coworker many years ago. The normal can't wait till payday talk, i.e. going shopping to fill the fridge back up. Gets Amir's pay some bills. The boss walks in and hears some of the convo. Coworker says he can't wait to get his account back in the positive. Boss says, don't you have a buffer? We look at each other and say, buffer? Boss says, yeah. Just put $1,000 in there and pretend like it's not there. That way you have a buffer so it never goes negative. Coworker looks at boss and says, you know what I get paid here. What makes you think I have a spare $1,000? Well, what did the boss say to that? complete befuddlement washed over her face as her position as boss intersected an alternate reality of someone else's world. Or as I like to call it, Becky face. I firmly that many of the posts in here describe upper class instead of upper middle class. I would say it is a low-end luxury vehicle or high-end regular vehicle, BMW 3 Series or Toyota Avalon for example. Buying every new console on a whim. Taking a vacation every other year to a year. Having a lot of Lululemon and Kate Spade range of clothes and accessories. Multiple 55 plus TVs. And a laptop, MacBook Pro or high-end gaming desktop, for every member of the family. Edit, added first word of first sentence. The real issue is that middle class is a meaningless term, and can vary wildly by location. 75k in the rural Midwest is baller, and 100k in the Bay Area is living paycheck to paycheck. Also as a whole we've been lied to a lot institutionally about what being rich is. Which is why I think people are looking at purchasing power and spending habits rather than pure income. Disposable income after expenses and taxes would be another okay figure to use. 60 plus inch TV. With every available game console and a Blu-ray player. Each of which has different apps for watching various shows and movies. No cable. And no games, because they don't have time to play any. We don't do Blu-ray. It's not 2013. Also, we cannot watch Sunday and Monday football without cable. Let me introduce you to /r/inflostreams. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.